Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered when you stopped paying attention to yourself? Not your face, not your hair, but you. The parts of you that once felt strong, alive, and connected, but now feel like they've been quietly fading into the background. Maybe no one talks about it. Maybe you never felt like you could either. But deep down, you've noticed the changes, and part of you misses feeling at home in your own body. There's a silent message men get as they age, that some parts of you are no longer important. That discomfort is just part of getting older. That confidence, ease, and vitality are things you're supposed to let go of. But what if that message is wrong? What if the truth is this? The older you get, the more you deserve to feel good, to feel connected, to feel cared for in every part of your body. Have you ever stopped to think about how powerful it could be to give just a little bit of daily attention to your penis? Not in shame, not in fear, but in respect, in quiet, grounded self-care. Because it's not just about sex, it's about health, it's about comfort, it's about skin that doesn't itch or crack, circulation that still flows, sensation that reminds you you're still alive. Most men don't grow up being taught how to care for themselves in this way, and even fewer talk about it once they're older. But that doesn't mean it's too late to learn. It doesn't mean you have to accept dryness, discomfort, or uncertainty as your new normal. You can do something about it, and not with pills or gimmicks, but with small, meaningful habits that work with your body, not against it. Have you ever considered what it would feel like to wake up and know you've done something good for yourself? Something simple, something quiet, but something that says, I still matter? That's what this is about. Not pretending you're younger, not chasing some fantasy, just being fully here, fully present, and fully in tune with yourself as you are right now. This is your time, this is your body, and this is your chance to treat it the way it deserves to be treated, with care, with attention, and with dignity. Stay with me, and let's talk about what that looks like. You might be surprised how much power there is in showing up for yourself. One day at a time. Let's begin. Rule 1. Gentle daily cleaning without overdoing it. Caring for your health doesn't always come in grand gestures. Sometimes it's the small, consistent routines that matter most, like keeping your penis clean in a way that respects your body's natural balance. For older men, this simple act can make a world of difference. As skin ages, it naturally becomes thinner, more fragile, and less resilient to irritation. Nowhere is this more true than in sensitive areas like the groin. It's common for men to think that a vigorous scrub or a strong soap equals better hygiene. But the reality is, harsh cleaning can actually do more damage than good. True hygiene isn't about going to war with your skin. It's about cooperating with it. Lukewarm water and a gentle hand are often all that's needed. If you choose to use soap, make sure it's mild, fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and gentle enough for sensitive skin. Focus on soft, careful washing, especially under the foreskin if you're uncircumcised, and always rinse thoroughly and dry completely. Moisture left behind in warm, enclosed spaces can quickly turn into irritation or even infection. Take John, for example, a 68-year-old retired mechanic who spent most of his life under the hood of a car. For years, he battled with recurring redness and peeling skin around his groin. He tried everything from medicated powders to prescription creams, convinced it was a chronic condition. But it wasn't until a frank conversation with his dermatologist that he uncovered the real issue. John was using a rough washcloth and medicated soap twice a day, scrubbing like he was cleaning engine parts. It was too much. When he switched to a simple routine, just warm water in the shower, followed by gentle drying with a soft towel, his problems nearly disappeared within a week. No more redness, no more flaking, just comfort. He told me it was the first time in 10 years he wasn't constantly adjusting his waistband. The reason this works is simple biology. Your skin, especially the skin on the penis, has a delicate ecosystem of oils and beneficial bacteria that help maintain health. Over-cleansing strips away that balance, leaving the area exposed and reactive. As the skin ages, this protective barrier becomes even more vulnerable, making gentle care not just preferable, but necessary. But this isn't just about the physical benefits. There's something deeper here, something about how we treat ourselves. When you take the time to care for your body, not out of fear, but out of respect, you're reminding yourself that you're still here, still valuable, still whole. It may feel like a small act, but it carries quiet dignity. Daily care becomes a ritual, a moment where you reconnect with your body, no matter your age. You're not cleaning because you're broken or dirty. You're cleaning because you deserve comfort, because you recognize that your well-being matters. And here's something most men don't talk about. This kind of care often sparks better habits elsewhere. Once John dialed in his hygiene routine, he started walking more, eating better, even got back into woodworking, something he hadn't touched since his 50s. It made me feel like I was worth maintaining, he said. That mindset shift, it started with a washcloth. So remember, when it comes to hygiene in your later years, less is often more. Be gentle, be consistent, and above all, be kind to the body that's carried you this far. Rule 2, daily visual check for any changes. One of the most overlooked yet quietly powerful habits is simply taking a few moments each day to look, really look, at your penis. Notice any changes in skin color, texture, shape, or surface. This small act can be a lifesaver. It's not about paranoia or fear. It's about becoming familiar with your body so that when something feels or looks different, you catch it early. The sooner you spot unusual changes, the easier it is to address them, and the greater peace of mind you'll have. Many older men assume that if there's no pain, there's no problem. But this isn't always true. Problems like infections, small sores, unusual bumps, or early signs of skin cancer can develop slowly and silently, without any discomfort. Sometimes it's a subtle discoloration that wasn't there last month. Sometimes a rough patch that feels strange, or a spot that won't heal properly. These aren't reasons to panic, but they are signals that demand your attention. Take Robert, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. For months, he noticed a small, slightly raised patch on his penis that looked different, darker in color and a bit scaly. He ignored it at first because it didn't hurt or bother him. But one morning, after his usual shower, he took a closer look and realized the patch had grown and changed. Something inside told him not to wait. Reluctantly, he made an appointment with his doctor. After a biopsy, the diagnosis came back: early-stage penile cancer. Thanks to Robert's decision to finally check and seek medical advice early, the treatment was straightforward and successful. He credits that daily habit of self-observation for saving his life. Robert told me, "I used to think, if it doesn't hurt, it's nothing to worry about. But now I know that's not true. That daily glance isn't about fear. It's about respect for yourself and your body. It gave me control when I thought I had none." There's real empowerment in knowing your body intimately enough to notice the smallest changes. This isn't about becoming obsessed. It's about being proactive and compassionate toward your own health. Just a quick glance when you dry off after your shower or while dressing in the morning can provide you with invaluable information. Over time, this simple habit deepens your connection to your body and your health, building confidence and peace of mind. From a medical perspective, these daily checks help catch early signs of irritation, infections, rashes, or growths that might otherwise go unnoticed. Many men feel embarrassed or reluctant to bring these issues up at doctor's appointments, but if you've been tracking changes yourself, it becomes much easier to talk openly. Show your doctor exactly what's concerning you and take action with clarity instead of fear. Aging gracefully means staying connected to your body, not avoiding it. Just because you're older doesn't mean you should be disconnected or indifferent. If anything, this is the moment to embrace your body with greater awareness and care, to honor the vessel that has carried you through every challenge and triumph. Moreover, this daily ritual of observation can spark a deeper respect for your own resilience and worth. It's a small but powerful act of self-love, proof that you matter and deserve attention, care, and compassion every single day. If you're still watching this and finding these insights helpful, comment number 2 below to show you're here and committed. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the support and encouragement coming your way. Your health journey matters, and your presence here means everything. Rule 3. Support circulation with gentle daily movement. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, stretch your legs over the side of the bed, and everything feels sluggish. Not just your knees or back, but something deeper. You glance down and realize that part of you feels distant, numb even. Not in pain, but not alive either. It's easy to brush off. You're older after all. But deep down, you wonder, is this just how it ends? Quietly fading out? It doesn't have to. One of the most underappreciated truths about aging is this. Movement is medicine, especially for men, and especially for the parts of the body we rarely talk about. The penis depends on blood flow, not just for sex, but for daily function, nerve sensitivity, tissue health, and even skin regeneration. As we age, blood vessels narrow. They stiffen. Conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or just sitting for hours at a time can quietly choke off circulation to your lower body. And what's the result? Decreased sensitivity, slower healing, weaker erections, and that unsettling feeling of disconnect. But the fix? It's surprisingly simple. Gentle daily movement. Not exercise to burn calories or chase six-pack abs. We're talking about intentional, focused activity that gets the blood flowing to the pelvic region. Your lifeline to vitality. Walking, stretching, seated leg raises, pelvic tilts, Kegels. Nothing fancy, nothing extreme. Just enough to send a message to your body, I'm still here, I still care. Let's keep going. Let me introduce you to Samuel, a 68-year-old jazz musician from New Orleans. After his second knee surgery, Samuel became increasingly sedentary. He noticed he was waking up less frequently with morning erections and even began experiencing mild incontinence. I felt like my body was forgetting what it was supposed to do, he admitted. His doctor suggested a basic 10-minute daily mobility routine. Nothing overwhelming. Samuel started with chair yoga, a few standing marches to his favorite Miles Davis track, and 3 sets of Kegels before bed. Within a few weeks, he wasn't just improving physically, he was reconnecting to himself. The music came back, he said, not just in my fingers, but in how I moved, how I felt. I was alive again. That's what most men don't realize. Improving circulation isn't just about organs and arteries. It's about reclaiming presence. Movement brings awareness. It helps you feel in your body instead of a step outside of it. And if you're someone who spends a lot of time seated, driving, reading, watching TV, this matters even more. Every hour you're sitting without engaging those lower body muscles is another hour of missed circulation. The fix isn't dramatic, it's deliberate. Get up, stretch, march in place, use the muscles you want to keep. Even more importantly, this is about dignity. There's something deeply empowering about knowing you're not passively declining, that even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, you're actively investing in your health. Every small movement becomes a vote for your vitality, for your future. And here's the quiet truth. No one else may ever notice, but you will. When you stand taller, when your body responds better, when you feel reconnected to the part of you you thought was fading, it's not gone. It's just waiting for the blood to return. So if you're watching this and thinking, it's too late for me, I want to challenge that. It's not too late. It's just time. Time to move again. Not for the mirror, but for the music in your life that still wants to play. Rule 4. Nourish the skin that still carries you. Most men don't think twice about moisturizing their hands after a cold day, or rubbing lotion into cracked heels. But ask how many moisturize the skin of their most private, sensitive area. The answer is often silence, laughter, or discomfort. And yet this forgotten habit may hold the key to not only comfort, but dignity. Think about it. The skin down there has been with you through every chapter of your life, from the passions of youth to the stillness of age. And as time passes, it too starts to change, becoming thinner, drier, more fragile. That isn't weakness. That's just life. But it does mean you have to treat it with more care. Moisturizing the penis might sound strange at first, but It's not about vanity, it's about preservation. It's about protecting the skin from dryness, chafing, cracking, and discomfort. It's about keeping a vital part of your body functional, comfortable, and respected. The key is using the right kind of moisturizer. No heavily scented body lotions, no harsh aftershaves. This skin is different. It demands simplicity and gentleness. Fragrance-free, hypoallergenic products like pure aloe vera, vitamin E oil, or creams designed for sensitive skin are your best friends. A pea-sized amount, applied after a shower when the skin is still damp, can be transformative. Let me tell you about Malik, a retired firefighter from Detroit, now 76. For years, he ignored the discomfort he felt down there. Tightness, occasional flaking, redness after long walks. I figured it was just old age, and he said. But during a routine checkup, his doctor mentioned moisturizing. Skeptical but curious, Malik picked up a simple, unscented, emollient cream and began applying it a few times a week. Within a month, not only had the irritation vanished, he said he felt cleaner, younger, and more himself. It's like I got a piece of my body back, he told me, one I didn't even know I had lost. Moisturizing may not be glamorous, but it's powerful. It keeps the skin supple, guards against bacteria, and makes daily life more comfortable, especially for men managing conditions like diabetes, incontinence, or dry climates. And if you're intimate with a partner, it can also make those moments more enjoyable and less prone to irritation. But here's the deeper truth. When you moisturize this part of your body, you're doing more than hydrating skin. You're sending yourself a message that you still matter, that you are still worthy of comfort, that no part of you is too old to deserve attention, care, and preservation. Some men think that because fewer people see this part of them, it's no longer important. But the opposite is true. The skin you see when you're alone is the one that needs your respect the most. It's not about how others perceive you. It's about how you carry yourself through each day. This is maintenance, yes, but it's also reverence. A small ritual that quietly says, I'm not giving up on myself. And in a world that often tells older men to step aside, that's a radical, powerful act. So take the time, moisturize, care, and remember, every inch of your body that's carried you this far still deserves to be treated like it matters. Because it does. Rule 5. Prioritize regular checkups, even if nothing feels wrong. There's a quiet trap many men fall into as they get older, thinking that if there's no pain, there's no problem. That silence equals safety. That feeling fine means being well. But that's not how the body works. Not after 50, not after 60, and certainly not in your 70s or beyond. Here's the truth. Some of the most serious health issues in older men begin with no symptoms at all. No warning signs, no alarms, just silence. Until one day it's not silent anymore. And by then, it's harder, riskier, and costlier to fix. That's why regular checkups are not just a smart idea. They're a lifeline. Especially when it comes to your urological health, prostate, and yes, your penis. Because by the time a problem starts shouting, it's already had time to settle in, grow stronger, and do damage. Imagine this. You wouldn't drive your car for 20 years without a single inspection. You wouldn't let your roof leak for a decade before calling someone. Your body deserves even more attention than that. It's the vehicle that carries you through life, and checkups are how you protect it. I want to share the story of Jerome, a 71-year-old retired electrician from Phoenix. Strong, independent, the kind of man who never missed a day of work, but avoided doctors like the plague. I didn't see the point, he said. If something hurt, I'd deal with it. For years, Jerome avoided his annual physicals until his daughter begged him to go, just to check. That visit revealed early-stage prostate cancer. It hadn't spread, it wasn't aggressive, but had he waited another year, his options would have been limited. Today, he's healthy, active, and grateful. That checkup saved my life, he told me. Simple as that. Checkups aren't just for finding cancer or major diseases. They help track trends, like rising blood pressure, changes in hormone levels, or early signs of diabetes, all of which can impact sexual function, energy, and overall health. Doctors can also check for skin changes, urinary issues, or circulation problems in areas you might not think to bring up. And here's something powerful. Going to the doctor regularly doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It shows that you care about your life, your loved ones, and the years you still have ahead of you. It's not a sign of fear. It's a sign of leadership, of taking responsibility for your own story instead of letting fate write the ending for you. Too many men wait until something breaks to ask for help, but by then, your body's already in damage control. When you show up early, you're not just catching problems, you're preventing them. You're building a foundation for strength, stamina, and peace of mind. And let's not ignore the emotional piece of this. There's something deeply comforting about hearing you're doing okay, about having a professional confirm that your efforts are working, that you're still in the fight, still in control, still moving forward. So even if nothing hurts, even if everything seems fine, make the appointment, mark it on the calendar, treat it like a meeting with your future self. Because regular checkups aren't just about avoiding illness. They're about choosing to live, deliberately, confidently, and with the kind of wisdom that can only come from experience. So here's the truth, plain and simple. Taking care of yourself doesn't end when the kids are grown or when the world stops demanding so much of you. In fact, this stage of life, this quieter, wiser, more reflective chapter, is when that care matters most. Not because something is broken, but because you've earned the right to feel whole. Maybe no one ever told you that tending to this part of your body was part of being a healthy man. Maybe no one gave you permission. So let me do it now. You have permission to care, to pay attention, to honor your body without shame, without embarrassment, without apology. Every inch of you deserves to be treated with the same respect you've shown the world all these years. There's strength in small daily habits. There's confidence in doing what most ignore. And there's a quiet, undeniable dignity that comes when a man decides he's not done showing up for himself. You don't have to do everything perfectly. You just have to start. Maybe it's today. Maybe it's tomorrow morning after your shower. Maybe it's right now. But when you do, when you take even one of these habits and make it your own, you're not just improving your health. You're making a statement, I still matter. If this video spoke to you, if it made you feel seen, supported, or simply reminded you of your value, then leave a comment below. Let me know you're still here, still learning, still choosing to grow. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a moment to invest in yourself. Because aging doesn't mean fading, it means refining, becoming more deliberate, more honest, and more powerful in how you live. And your care, yes, even this kind of care, is part of that. Stay strong, stay curious, and above all, stay connected to yourself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.